Good evening. I'm William Slater, and I'm a graduate student in Professor Matthew Croston's class on Cyberwarfare and Cyberdeterrence at Bellevue University in the MS in Cybersecurity program. I've been a career information technology professional since July 1977, and I've been in this program since August 2011. I started my career as a young Air Force computer systems staff officer at Strategic Air Command in 1977, supporting the Strategic Air Command battle staff and the command post with command control software. I chose this topic to write about because as an IT professional in cybersecurity, a former U.S. Air Force officer and a patriotic American, I'm deeply concerned about the recent unfolding events of cyber attacks and cyber warfare in cyberspace. I'm also deeply concerned that the United States, with all its wealth, technology, and leadership as a nation advocating democracy and freedom, seems to be ill-equipped with the policies and cohesive ideas needed to properly address the issues related to cyber attacks, cyber warfare, and cyber deterrence. The two ironies at this moment in time are that most of the cyber technologies that are being used against the United States were invented here, and that we have just re-elected President Barack Obama, who is arguably the most tech-savvy president ever to serve as President of the United States. I believe that he is perfectly capable and willing, given the support, to craft the policies needed to protect this country, and I will support that. The title of my paper is called "The Case for Integration of Cyber Warfare and Cyber Deterrence Strategies into the U.S. CONOPS Plan to Maximize Responsible Control and Effectiveness by the U.S. National Command Authorities." First, I want to talk real quickly about the threat analysis. The threat of cyber attacks and cyber war are very real. The quantity of cyber attacks and cyber incidents has increased dramatically since 2007 and is increasing daily. Also, the sophistication of these attacks, as well as the cyber weapons, have grown dramatically since 2009. There is now a dire need to incorporate strategies to deal with cyber attacks, cyber warfare, and cyber deterrence into the U.S. CONOPS plan. However, this must be preceded by national policy that dictates how these strategies will be formulated and what they will contain. The lack of effective national plans and policies and strategy to effectively address cyber warfare and cyber deterrence constitutes a threat in and of itself. This chart shows the rapid evolution of cyber weapons, and the star here shows where we are in 2012. Some notable cyber attacks and cyber weapons have been the distributed denial of service attack on Russia versus Estonia in 2007, the distributed denial of service attack of Russia versus Georgia in 2008, the distributed denial of service attack of Russians versus Kyrgyzstan in 2009, Stuxnet with the U.S. and Israel crafting a malware to go against Iran in 2009 to 2010, the Flame malware crafted by probably U.S. and Israel versus Iran in 2011, Duku versus, which was United States and Israel versus Iran 2012, and most recently Shamoon that was unleashed by some unknown either state or non-state actors in September 2012. So the dangers and incidents from cyber attacks and cyber war are quite prevalent. Policy appraisal, the national policies in the United States, apparently President Obama is definitely paying attention to this. However, the current policies are not effective enough to have stopped recent cyber attacks and cyber war threats against the United States. So these policies themselves need to be toughened up. In a strategic comparative analysis, the top four nations that have significant cyber war capability, which would be China, the United States, Russia, and India. Of those top four, China, Russia, and India have declared national policies about cyber weapons and cyber warfare, and the United States lags behind these nations. Also, China and Russia both have cyber weapons included into their national strategies. As far as options in cyber conflict, there are three options. We can create the policies needed to conduct cyber warfare and cyber deterrence. However, it will take time, politics, skills, knowledge, and money. The advantages would be that it would probably make us safer and stop the unintended use or unilateral use of cyber weapons. We might take a limited approach and craft some policies which would provide some security. However, it would still cost time and money and political skills and knowledge and resources. Or we might do nothing, which would put us into a greater zone of danger. However, it would save time and resources, but the disadvantage is that out of this we might get some really unintended consequences about the use of unplanned use of cyber weapons. clearly and accurately, and conduct a continuing program of research. Final recommendations: create the national policies that clearly define the United States' capabilities and intentions related to cyber warfare and cyber deterrence. Based on principles and philosophies described in these newly created national policies, it is imperative to modify the U.S. CONOPS plan for war with strategies for cyber warfare and cyber deterrence. Following these recommendations will probably make the U.S. and the world of cyberspace a bit safer. In conclusion, in 2012, cyber attacks, cyber weapons, and cyber warfare events are growing in number and sophistication. The lack of clear U.S. national policies and strategies that deal with cyber warfare and cyber deterrence increases the probability of a massive cyber war event. This paper and presentation has reviewed the situation and proposed some answers. The paper and presentation with these answers will be sent to President Obama for review and consideration by his national security team. If you have any questions, you can email me at slater@billslater.com. And you can find this paper at billslater.com/writing. Thank you for your time. I enjoyed the class, enjoyed the research, enjoyed writing the paper, and I want to thank special thanks to my wife for recording this, to my wife's family for the inspiration, and to Dr. Matthew Croston for his guidance and inspiration during the Cyber Warfare and Cyber Deterrence class at Bellevue University. Thank you very much.